Yes, welcome everyone. Another video here from the Tokyo Real Estate Man, and you can see here it says we're in. It says here in English, we're in Southern Beach in Chigasaki. So we're in the Shonan area, and once again, I found a really cool video that someone has done. I bought a drone once, and I tried to fly it, and I could never. I was the worst drone pilot ever. My son could kind of fly it a little bit, but we're here in Chigasaki here. And this is a really cool drone shot here, and it says Summer Hanabi at Southern Beach in Chigasaki, and it's a really popular, it's kind of the beach that's really popular for Tokyo people here in Chigasaki, the Shonan area. And this sort of drone really picks it up really well. A lot of the stuff here, we can see the geography. Oh, I guess we went a little bit too far. On the back end of the video is a little bit of like Hanabi, which is just Japanese fireworks. Is really fun in the summer. But you can see here we're in the sort of plain here by the beach, and then in the background you see the mountains. And this is actually like going to be in the Chigasaki near the station sort of area. So we're looking here in the Chigasaki area, and this drone shot gives you a really good feel of it. But it's really, if you look at the prices, I was looking at the prices in this area, there's a lot of really expensive stuff, but there's some other really good deals here. And if you're a person who likes to, doesn't really want to live in Tokyo, Chigasaki has got really great access points to Tokyo, both in a lot of ways, whether that be the train or the car. It's really great. So anyhow, this is kind of where we're gonna look today, and I'm gonna pop over here to the map here at home, and I guess I found out here we can sort of, the property that we're gonna look up here is was really the sort of cheapest one here in the area. I believe it was this one right here, and it's priced at this one here, you'd say in Japanese, 1490 man. Okay, but before we get there, I thought that we could expand the map here, and it's really good to look at the entire map. You can see I'm always looking. This is a sort of pattern that I love to see on this at-home page. I like to see a rainbow like this. Of course, you're here away. You're coming further away from the ocean and stuff like that. So the prices are getting cheaper as you sort of move up away here from the ocean. But when you come down here to the ocean, we can see there's lots of red pill here filling in. So let's see. This is a really relative scale here on this site. So if I were to, let's just choose this one that's actually right down here by the beach, and let's see what the price is going to be. So yeah, basically this one here, the red pill that we clicked here is going to be Nioku Nisenman, okay, and that is going to be a 5 LDK 103 meter house, and it's going to be fairly new, I guess. But again, also right down by the beach there, this is a place for Yonsen or 4,000, or this is going to be in Canadian dollars about $400,000 right by the beach, which is you know, like, of course we're looking for some deals and stuff like that for people, but given the backdrop of places like the Canadian real estate market, this presents a really good deal. There is some other stuff here, like when we look at the marketplace here, this is going to be Nissan Nanahyoku Hachijumon, or 270,000 Canadian dollars, 66 meter 3 LDK, and this is a great kanji. This is Chigasaki. So this is all the Chigasaki area, and we know that green one was there, like I think was 46. Let's go over here. Let's see what this other red one is going to give us in terms of a price. And yeah, 1.2 million, 172 meters. So yeah, Ichioku Nisen Mon, which would be 1.2 million for looks to be a pretty nice looking house. And if you were to move the map up and down here, you'll see, especially if you come into the Kamakura area where there's a little bit less supply, you're going to see like it even gets more expensive when you get down in this sort of areas like this. So this software on this site here at home is just presenting us just amazing tools that we can do this quick sort of analysis through the rainbow colors that they give us, and we can see when markets are really healthy. And like, for example, like we know that there's a lot of red in here, so maybe the deal is maybe the deal in this market is when you come into the place, the deals could be in these sort of places where they're 4,700 man and 6DK, which means 6 dining room kitchen for 132 meters, because it looks to be a really sort of popular area. So the software that this sort of site is producing us and letting us to do like this quick sort of analysis or price analysis with our time is just amazing. Anyhow, the one that we're going to look at here today, I've kind of had to memorize it, is this one right here. Okay, and this is for 2,490 man. It's going to be 150,000 Canadian dollars. Shooting today, I don't know the date today. Let me check here. It's the 23rd of May, and I think the Canadian dollar is going to be at 103 to the yen today. So this is going to be 150,000 Canadian dollars, but we'll come off the map here, and I've expanded the map, but we'll come over here to look and get my mouse working correctly as the position sort of changes, and I certainly have done it. Good job, Tokyo Real Estate Man. Okay, here, and I should get to the top pictures of the listing right here, and this is it right here, and you can see here 2,490 man, which is $150,000 Canadian or 1,490 man. We'll go through the little details here of the site. The house built in 1979, so we know this is an older house. Okay, it's not a brand new house, but when we get down here into the market averages, what the site is producing, we'll see that it's sort of a deal. 65 meters of space in the building, I guess 32 below, 32 above, like on the second floor. 79 meters of land, 2-floor wooden house. And this is Kotsu, which is going to be transportation. It's 12 minutes away from the JR Tokaido line, Chigasaki Station. So its placement is pretty good. We'll go through the pictures right here, and then you're going to see they're actually, when you come down here, it's even calling it, it's like, this is like a vintage house, vintage you'd say in Japanese house. So it's even being marketed as a sort of vintage or antique sort of house, and I think it's really cute, but I think it's not going to be what most Japanese people want. However, this bull market right now in real estate in Kanto or Tokyo right now is pushing people into places like this, and that's why and you know what, I like it. I think it's really cute, and there's a lot of stuff that could be done here into this house right now. Easy stuff to do to improve it and make it even better. So I don't know, I like this fan. I just like the colors. I think that they painted it really nicely and stuff like that. We'll go through it again. The other pictures here, one of the bedrooms, I guess, and this is the house from the front. One thing right now in Japanese housing, PM fans of this channel, I always keep mentioning it, is that the popular house for the exterior right now is darker colors. So this could be painted a dark brown, a dark gray, a black, for example, like that. It's just sort of a color right now that's sort of hot. This has a really nice balcony here. It might be south facing as well. But come back here, let's see. I don't know if this here, this is north over here to the right. So the south facing is going to hit this sort of side of the building right now, or I guess particularly in the summertime, but the balcony there for the drying would still get some really nice light. We'll come back here to that picture and we'll move on from there. Here's the kitchen. Interesting right now that the kitchen does not have the gas stove in there. That's not a really big job. There's some things you can really do that are really easy. And this is known as a Japanese Nihongo de koru wa senpuki. You can easily drop like a kitchen fan into here that's going to fit into that vent right there. And you can also drop a standard Japanese gas stove into this kitchen, which is actually built for it. So to improve this kitchen, you need about $2,000. This is about $1,000 for this, but you can find them on Yahoo auction for about $300 or $400 as well. And it's not a really hard job to do to drop it in there, because everything here is it's all standardized. Okay, anyway, we'll go through. What is this here to the right of the kitchen? And what is this here on the floor? I have no idea. Anyway, on the other things that you could do as well is you could, like they're using the counter space right here. You could find other places here to put other shelving and stuff like that, to put this stove and stuff like that. I don't know why they haven't really spent any money on making this kitchen better. I don't know why. It's interesting. Usually, you see what I mean? Like usually you would drop that into there, but for some reason it hasn't been done. You could steal a little, it would steal a little bit of your light, for example, but you could do a hanging shelf right here, for example, and take this off the counter right here and then put it here. You'd hang the shelf from the wood down, or you could even do it sometimes from the, there's lots of things you can do for shelving with this sort of stove right here. Anyway, I keep wondering, in the pre-video I kept wondering, these are where the ladder is going, and these are places, these are known as, I'm forgetting, I'm brain farting on this one right here. Like these go above, in front of the window, sudare, they're called sudare in the summertime, and they push away the heat that would come from the direct sun, which is coming from the southern exposure, which would be from the left side, I think, from this picture. But a lot of the colors that were painted here, including all the trim and stuff like this, it's done in a very pleasant way, so I really, really like it. Yeah, it's cool. There's a drying rack right there. That's a sudare right there. That's exactly how they're used right there, like that. So yeah, that's how they're used, and they're a really effective way for like holding back the sun and stuff like that, or the heat of the sun. Cool. I don't know. And this is a sort of a accordion sort of door system and stuff like that. So yeah, I like it. I kind of like this place, but yeah, it's definitely a vintage house, and this is a very pleasant bathroom, I should say, and this is the entryway into the house. Here, like this toilet is there's $1,000 that need to be spent on this toilet right there. It's not a new one, but we'll come to the picture right there. This front door, like, can you imagine this was painted another color? I think it would be presented really nice. I think a brown would be, or a darker color would actually break off with this sort of tile in a very nice way. Oh, someone's sending me a message on Instagram. Anyhow, I just like this house. I think it's really cute. Really nice light coming in here to the balcony there on the second floor. And there's your drying system right there. Be really good. Yeah, this is easily replaceable here. This toilet, it's $1,000 job. Get a really nice new toilet in there. You don't need to do it though. Like, that just could be me. I like to, that's a really easy update that can be done. We'll come on down here into the other, like the more detailed sort of details of the listing right there. Again, Chigasaki station, pretty close. But again, there's a driveway here. And access to the road system is really, really important. And we'll see that when we come up to the map part. It said that a lot of the refoam here was done in February of 2024, but you need some more. This house needs some more updating. I have no idea why that kitchen was not finished that way. Very interesting in that way, but yeah, it's not that hard to bring it to improve some of the stuff here on this house. Is not very difficult at all. 65 meters again in the house, 79 meters of land. It has a parking spot, Shoyuken, which indicates ownership, and the owner is currently living in the house. So yeah, I like that. So, and there's not really any details. It would come here to the map. This was the closest grocery store I saw, and according to the map, it's a 14-minute walk away. But again, this is a house where you're going to be basically using the car. Coming here to the expanded map. Right here, and you can see that it's a little bit of a distance away, but you can see there's lots of supermarkets here in the area, and there is a bit of a distance away here from the beach. We know the beach is here at the very bottom of the picture, but not too far away at all. So sometimes, like I've mentioned in other videos when we cover the Shonan, there's an interesting pattern that you might not know. What happens, because this is so Tokyo's sort of beach sort of town that is sort of the most popular to Tokyo. What happens, there becomes a very long on the weekends and holidays and that, there becomes a very long traffic jam here into Chigasaki and the Shonan area, right? All the people from Tokyo come to the beach, and it all jams up, right? And then because the ocean is here, it just jams up, and it's really impossible for it to empty the traffic away from the area until everyone who comes in actually funnels out. So what happens, this ocean creates this barrier, and so if people do their U-turn, it becomes this sort of traffic jam that goes in this sort of U shape until people go back to Tokyo at the end of the day. So if you had a bicycle, or like I always talk about the e-bikes because I'm an e-bike user, you can break this geography down very easily, and you don't have to participate necessarily in the traffic jams that go to the beach on the weekend if you do want to go there for your lifestyle, because you don't have to participate in the sort of the car pattern as it tries to get near this beach. Anyway, that gives you an idea of the geography that in the area, and we'll try to move in here closer to it here. I'll make the map a little bit smaller, and then I'll try to target. Oh God, Tokyo Real Estate Man, did you lose where the house is here? There it is right there. And I will come in closer here, and we'll take the Google Maps golden guy, and we'll drop him right near this house. And there's two other things I want to look at. Hopefully I don't forget. Anyhow, this I actually did a pretty good job. I ended up right where I actually landed in the houses. The houses, I guess they're covering it up back there. I'm guessing that they're sort of covering it up because the owner doesn't want it shown. And this is the sort of, it's in this cul-de-sac right there. But again, you see a really nice house here built in, I think, the late 1980s. A house here built in the 1990s. So you see this house, these houses are like built at alternating times, so that reflects that there's demand for this land at alternating stages of Japan's sort of history. And then I was here looking in the immediate neighborhood, and there is a brand new house. Looks like it's been split into two houses right there, possibly. And that one's probably built in the last within the last 5 or 6 years. Lots of parking here in this neighborhood as well. Anyhow, that gives you a little immediate feel of the sort of neighborhood. If I were to click down there and go back that way, you can see brand new house right there. So what does it, there is also like lots of parking. This is like a chushajo. There's your kanji for chushajo, and this means monthly right there, monthly parking right there. So that just indicates, and I don't know what I just did here with the map. Obviously, here's a house built probably in the mid 1980s. We'll come back to the listing right there, because there's one other thing that I want to go over, and this is on this chart right here. This is a really interesting chart. This is the Chigasaki Ichi no, okay, Kakaku Soba, and this means this is a market information for Chigasaki. So in Chigasaki right now, there's 293 kin, or 293 places for sale, and this is going to be the average pricing for, this is ikotate, this is for a house, and the average price right now is 4,280 man, or 42, or basically $420,000, okay, right there. Now this is a 3DK. Okay, this is the stuff that's under 3DK. There's only 54 houses right now. So the bulk of the market right now, or the largest portion of the market in this area, is 3LDK, and that's what people are looking at. And the average price for that is 390, or just under 400,000 Canadian dollars right there. Well, when you come up here to the 4LDK portion of the marketplace, you see that the average price is just 441,000 right there, and it tops here at about 450,000 Canadian right there. So the price that we're looking at, this is really under the averages. Does that present opportunity? In a way it does. So I think that it would be, it depends on like what you're looking for. And if you're coming into the Japanese marketplace, I think it's a really good one, because the value of the land is really good. And when we looked at that map, we saw that there's a lot of newer sort of, on a baseline level, actually the house is probably garbage, and the value of the land is probably 150,000 Canadian dollars, for example. So that's what I would say. However, that house is not garbage, and I think it's good enough that you could live in, and you could make a couple of improvements to it that would improve its liquidability, if that's a word, liquidity, going forward. So, but anyhow, these average, when you're using this at-home page, there's so many great functions or data that's being presented to us, and this is one of them here. So just another interesting look at this sort of vintage home. I really kind of like this kind of thing, but I would say that the Japanese marketplace doesn't like this as much as the Tokyo real estate man likes it. So I kind of gravitated to kawaii no mono, or I really like cute things. So this sort of appeals to me. However, yeah, maybe for a more, let's say, a more established Japanese person, a marketplace, maybe this house maybe doesn't really appeal to them as much. However, because of the Tokyo or the Kanto real estate bull market, people just have to find alternatives. Anyway, that's sort of another interesting video here from the Tokyo real estate man. Yeah, just looking at some of the stuff here in Chigasaki, or the Shonan area right there. I guess the best way, that's sort of a really nice way to sort of end it on a picturesque sort of way, because it gives you the scape of what the city is like and stuff like that. Other things that can cover, that we did cover in the video here, was this sort of map, which was a really this is a really healthy market. Okay, this is really healthy market, because we're seeing all the colors of the rainbow in there, and we can see as we move down the beach and stuff like that, it becomes a very useful tool to take this at-home map like this and move it, not just keep it stable, because when you can see as we move it, keep moving it right here, you can see like the different sort of market points. Let's see, like we've come into this area in Yokosuka right here, where there's sort of more blue pill and maybe a little bit even like a broken market. But this is, we can see though that this area over here, we want to look at things. There was a comment made by Robert the other day, I'm going to keep bringing it up, it's one of the most valuable comments I've ever seen here on this channel. When you're going, you can't really go against the trend anymore in Japan, because the population is going down. So you really have to use this sort of data in a very analytical way. And location, as Robert said in the comment the other day, is becoming 100 times more important than it is in other places like here in Vancouver, where there's still an immigration pattern that is increasing the population. Okay, so you have to use it, because everything is going down. You have to follow the trend of where the Japanese people want to be, and where the other sort of elements that are coming into the marketplace, like we made the video the other day. The Chinese investors, for example, where are they investing? They love Minato, or they love the center of Tokyo and stuff like that. So maybe, for example, like I mentioned in that video the other day, my family, my wife's family sold the house in Nakano and they moved here to Kamakura. Maybe that's showing up in terms of like these colors, like they've sold their place here in Tokyo and now they're coming here to Kamakura because this is a pleasant environment, and there's still like decent deals. My family sold their house there, I think, for 8,000 mon, or $800,000 Canadian, right? And then they could come out here and maybe even pick off one of these green ones for 400,000, and then keep 400,000 for themselves, or they could go to some Japanese dividend stocks, for example. Maybe that is cycling into these into this rainbow pattern right there. I don't know. It's so interesting to talk about. If you're interested in this house, for example, and you do want to contact me, you can always come here to my Instagram, the Tokyo Real Estate Man website. That's it right there. Did I make a post? Yes, I did make a post yesterday on this Delica right there. If you're more of a traditional person who likes to contact people in a more of a traditional way, you can come here to my website, Tokyo Real Estate Man website. You can see it in the address box as it is right there. 2 ways of getting a hold of me. You can give me a straight email, or you can use the contact box. いつもこのチャンネル見てる皆様ありがとうございます。今日、茅ヶ崎のマーケットの分析 is your new word of the day, which means アナリシスも楽しかったこの動画でもう終わりです。すいません。失礼します。